And every Sunday we welcome in our Sunday sit-down guest, and today it's Phillies catcher Garrett Stubbs. Thanks for being with us, and let's start here because I was going back and looking at some of the numbers. 6th season in the big leagues, your 10th season in professional ball. I wonder, after a decade of playing pro ball, has it gone quickly for you? Can you believe that it's been that long?
I guess when you say it like that, it definitely feels like it's gone a lot quicker than 10 years in pro ball and 6 years in the big leagues. But that's just, a little bit of a testament of, one, how fun it is, the game that we play, and winning on top of that always makes things go a lot better than the alternative. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
No doubt about it. All right, let's talk a little bit. You grew up in San Diego, and you were an obviously accomplished high school player and college player. I was looking back again at some of those numbers in college at USC, and I think maybe a lot of people don't realize just how good the numbers were for you. Always a terrific defensive catcher, and the Johnny Bench Award winner. Talk a little bit about how USC kind of set you up for getting drafted and having the successful pro career that you've had so far.
Yeah, for first and foremost, incredible school to go to. One, not only because of the social aspect, but the academic aspect too. Going there and being able to just learn how to become a real human in the real world was something that I feel USC really prepared me for. And then the baseball side of things too. The winningest program in college baseball history. Maybe not as of late, but we have 12 national championships, which is the most in college baseball. And when I got there, we hadn't really won too much, but ended up getting to our first regional in a decade, and is the only one in the last 20 years, I believe. So changed the program a little bit, got to win a lot more, and get to a playoff berth, which is always the goal. So it was a lot of fun. And getting to be a part of that turnaround, I think really set me up for what I wanted to do in pro ball, and now getting to do it in the big leagues.
Well, tell me a little bit about the Johnny Bench Award, because it's for the best catcher in collegiate baseball, and it's a prestigious award and something I would imagine you take a lot of pride in looking back and realizing you were able to accomplish that.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber was nominated back when he was playing, and I think it was in 2014 he got nominated. He didn't win it. Sorry, Schwarbs. But it was a really cool award to win, not only because of the recognition of being the best defensive catcher in college baseball, but it was awesome getting to meet Johnny Bench and getting to hold on to that relationship as well. He lives over in Jupiter, so when I was with Houston, he was real close by. We got to go to dinner every spring training. I still keep in touch with him during the season. So that relationship, I think, is the best thing that has come out of that award. But yeah, always really good to be recognized for something like that.
Was it always baseball for you? I know you have a brother, CJ. He also plays professionally. Was it baseball all the time for you guys, or did you guys kind of mix it up when you were growing up?
We played all sports. I think that really helped at an early age with just general athleticism. I also think, for me at least, I like to do a lot of different things. So being able to, push my energies elsewhere. I played soccer growing up, football, but baseball was always number one for me. My brother was a kicker in football, really, really good one. And so when I got to high school is when I really honed in more on baseball. But yeah, for me, playing multiple sports was always something that I loved to do. And it was a lot of fun and kept me busy as a kid.
All right, so you get drafted in 2015, and you make your way through Houston's organization relatively quickly. I like to ask, some of the guys that have spent a lot of time down there in the minor leagues, just what kind of grind it was. But for you, it was a relatively quick path to the big leagues. Did it feel quick to you while you were going through it?
It doesn't feel quick when you're in the minor leagues. We talked at the beginning of this about 10 years in pro ball and 6 in the big leagues. The 6 went by a lot faster than the 4 in the minor leagues to start. But yeah, it was, everyone goes through it. Some people a little faster than others. But I think just holding on and really trying to go as far as you can to fulfill that dream, it was always something that I held on to. I had some really good years and some really bad years in the minor leagues. That's kind of how baseball goes. Obviously, some guys have that success early and continue on that success. But, my road wasn't necessarily smooth by any means. But going out there and just playing ball, and I think the biggest part for me was just clearing my head mentally and making sure that I'm going out there every single day and trying to win the game, whatever happened. For me personally I could set aside and really focus on the game itself, because that's what you do from an early age when you're a kid, is you go out there, try to have fun and win the game.
And you bring that to the big league level. We've seen that your ability, this team's ability, right across the board, to go out and enjoy what you're doing while also having success. I don't know which comes first, success and enjoying or success, but they probably come hand in hand. But that's really a big part of what you're about as a player and what this team is about, is it right?
Yeah, before the game starts, it's fun, and success always comes before the fun part, because losing is not fun. There's nothing fun about it. So, yeah, going out there and being able to play with the teammates that we have on this team, I mean, it's been incredible. There's just phenomenal players, Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers that are going to be, I hope to one day go to Cooperstown and get to watch them get inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's just an incredible group of guys on and off the field, and an incredible group that their first and foremost focus is on winning the game. So when you get to win a lot, you get to have a lot of fun. So it's been fun, and we plan on doing a lot more winning here coming up.
In your 6 years, you have done a lot of winning. You've played in the postseason 5 out of the 6 seasons that you've been a part of the big leagues. That is special in and of itself. There are guys that play their entire career, I know that never get to the big leagues. Are you able to appreciate that now as it's happening, or is that something that happens after the fact?
I think we're 6 for 6. 19 was my debut. I didn't get to play in the 19 postseason. I was on the taxi squad, but got to travel around. But yeah, the appreciation for it definitely happens during, but I think it would happen even more so after the fact. Looking around the league and knowing how hard it is to get to the postseason, and we know that going into the season, it's not an easy thing to get to the playoffs, let alone go deep into the playoffs. So the appreciation is definitely there. I know, and we know, every single day, winning just a major league regular season baseball game is really hard to do. There's a lot of really good players and a lot of really good teams in this league. Even if you look at the record of a team below 500 or not necessarily one of the winningest teams, there are a lot of really good players over on the other side. It's just that the rest of the league is just that much better maybe at times. So I think the appreciation is there no matter what, whether it be regular season and postseason. But I plan on and always plan on making the postseason every single year and going deep into a championship run.
You play one of the toughest positions in all of professional sports, catcher. Physically, mentally, it's such a grind. It is so challenging. How would you describe the position of catcher to someone that perhaps doesn't know a whole lot about it?
Yeah, to come and talk with you, I just got in a little break from my studying that I'm doing for the other team, which, I've been here for the last hour and a half, 2 hours doing that. So that's very specific to the catching position and not something you necessarily do anywhere else on the field. Knowles is somebody that does a lot of homework, and there's other guys on our staff that do a lot of homework themselves. But yeah, it's up to JT and Marshawn and I to really make sure that we know the other team and have a plan going into the game. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that plan doesn't work. But having a plan going into it is better than having no plan. So sometimes we have to make adjustments during the game, but the homework part of it is just another part of what we love to do, is just trying to scout the other team and make sure we're putting ourselves in the best position to win the game.
But then the physical part of it as well. I feel like every time we watch you, and JT no different, obviously, at one point in the game you're going to take a pitch off the inside of the thigh, you're going to take one off the mask. It's a physically demanding position all the time. That's going to work on you mentally, right?
For sure. You look at me first glance, I'm not necessarily the most physically dominant person you see out there on the field, but I like to think of myself as a tough person, tough physically, and JT's number one at that, right? He's going out there and catching as many or more than any other guy in the big leagues at the most physically demanding position out there. So JT and I know Marshawn too, take pride in being physically tough. We make jokes, whenever JT takes a ball, wherever he takes a ball off the knee, the head, or whatever, that on the bench, whatever deflection we make, that we don't flinch while we're on the bench, knowing that guy's going to be staying in there no matter what. Right. So it's definitely a physically demanding position, but we have a lot of fun doing it.
and you get a chance to catch a staff this year that has been, quite frankly, historic in terms of what they've been able to accomplish. You guys behind the plate are such a big part of that. How much fun is it just to be able to work with this starting staff and this bullpen, because they've both been terrific?
It's incredible. Our job's not easy, but having those guys makes our job a lot easier. It's just an incredible staff, an incredible hard-working staff. You see them out here every day trying to work on new things. We have guys that come up with new pitches during the season, even when they have 1, 2, 3 sub-3 ERAs, just trying to get better and better. And that doesn't necessarily happen around the league, but it happens on our staff. And JT and Rashawn and I are incredibly fortunate to have guys like that.
All right, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you one other question. And just obviously you can't play this game forever, and I wonder if after you retire, hopefully years and years down the road, but have you thought about life after baseball? Would you like to stay connected to the game? Because, I look at you as a guy that certainly could be in the coaching ranks or perhaps even doing what we do. So,
hey, you want to work together, Murph?
Yeah,
we can start a TV show together.
I'm on board.
Yeah, so I've thought about it. It's not something that I think about it, probably more than others, but I do hope to play this game for a decade or longer. And I always want to have that secondary plan. I didn't know going out of college. In fact, I probably thought the opposite. I didn't know I'd be sitting here talking to you, going on my 6th year in the big leagues, 10th year in pro ball. It wasn't something that I didn't think I could do. I always believed in myself. I had people believe in me. There's definitely people that don't believe in me, but I hang on to those people that do believe in me, and I believe in myself too. So I hope to play this game, and I'm very fortunate to have played this game for as long as I have. But post-baseball, I don't know what that's going to look like. It's a game that I love. I think that I would love to stay connected to it, and I don't know if that's in a manager coaching role or in the media role. I think the media role would be a lot of fun for me. But yeah, we'll see what that looks like post-baseball, but there's always a plan.
The hours are much better on the media side of things than on the manager side. All right, before I let you go, back when we did the TV, I was doing the TV side of things. We did a thing called Minute with Murph. A little bit of fun. So let's go through those real quick. You're engaged to get married. You're planning a wedding right now. So I wonder, what is it that you're in charge of? You're solely in charge of in terms of the wedding?
Yeah, I'm in charge of nothing. But my fiance's amazing, and she keeps me in the loop on everything. She asks for my opinion on everything, even if she has her own opinion set.
Of course.
I'd say the thing that I'm most in charge of is checking the credit card statement after each thing that we purchase for the wedding. But it's been a lot of fun. She's done an incredible job. It's going to be a beautiful wedding, and I can't wait.
I can only imagine. All right. Everywhere we go, I do my show up on the concourse each and every night, and everywhere you look, there are people wearing the Phillies overalls now, and I accredit that almost entirely to you. But I wonder, when you look at your teammates, which one of your teammates do you think is perhaps the biggest fashion icon?
Yeah, the overalls have been incredible. This city's been so fun. The winning is definitely the first and foremost thing, and that's why they become attached to so many things we do as a team. And the overalls have been great. The best fashionista on our team, I got to go with Christian Pache.
Oh.
He is a fashion icon, in my opinion. He walks in with something different all the time, and he's very well dressed.
All right, that one comes in under the radar a little bit. All right, finally, I know you've been up on the mound here at Citizens Bank Park in a pitching role. I imagine a world where you're a pitcher and one of your pitchers is a catcher. Which one of the current pitchers on this team would make the best catcher?
I'm going with Aaron Nola. One, he's got absolute tree trunks for a lower half, but he's very mobile. We call ourselves the bendiest battery in the league. He's incredibly hypermobile. He's an athlete, obviously got an incredible arm, but I think that he would do just fine back there, and he's a tough guy. So.
All right, we predicted Aaron Nola was going to be here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Garrett, hey, I appreciate your time as always. Best of luck the rest of this season, and here's hoping that the ring is at the end of this year. Right?
No doubt. Thanks, Murph.
All right, Garrett Stubbs joining us here. We'll take a quick break, but we've got more to come, so stay with us on the Phillies Radio Network.